Good morning, YouTube. I just mounted this camera right here, and I've got this was an old cheapie I bought somewhere. I don't really like it, but I'm gonna try it this morning. I mounted that up there because if I'm gonna be driving and talking, I don't like holding the camera. This is Wednesday. If you watched yesterday's video, you saw we had a full day, and had one thing come up unexpectedly, and that was a stopped up sewer. So anyway, I've got to make a couple of rounds around town. You saw the mount I put in. I'm going to try that. I don't know if it's going to pick up more truck noise. It's diesel motor, has some vibration and some noise to it, but I'll just tell you something real quick. That's what I like about the Dodge truck. It's got all kinds of electrical trouble inside, and this is the second one I've had. The first one, an 04, I bought new, same electrical trouble. The 08, all kinds of electrical trouble inside. But that Cummins engine, man, that thing's the deal. Anyway, in 04, when I was looking, and I'll say this, I probably won't buy another Dodge because of all the electrical trouble. Probably won't buy another diesel because I'm not pulling big loads anymore. But when I was looking in 04 for a truck, I went out and drove the Chevrolets, and I drove some Fords, and it was kind of, I'd put it like this, it was kind of like when I bought a Harley. When I went and bought a Harley, I'd never owned one, and this was back in 05. I'd never owned a Harley. I'd always owned Hondas and Yamahas, stuff like that. So when I was going to buy another motorcycle, my wife kept we went and looked, and I'd pick me out a Honda, and she had been saying, we ought to look at the Harleys. And I was like, nah, I don't want to look at the Harleys. I'm not interested in them. And so we had gone over to this dealership, and I'd picked me out a Honda and so on. And they also had Harleys in there too. Since now they've built a big building separate for their Harleys. But anyway, they were all together. And she come over to where I was, and she was like, have you seen all of the shoes and the jewelry and clothes that Harley has? And I was like, yeah. I said, we just don't need to get into all that. And she said, if we're getting a motorcycle, we're getting a Harley. And so I was like, okay, I'll go over there and look at them. When the wife tells you we're going to do something, you just pretty much got to do it. So anyway, I went over there, and the guy was like, have you ever been on a Harley or anything? And I was like, nope. So he said, sit on it. So I sit on it, and he showed me how to crank it. I hit the starting button. Of course, it cranks up, and it's shaking and vibrating and everything. Of course, I got a big grin on my face, and I was like, wow, this is cool. And so bought a Harley. Well, anyway, I was looking at Chevrolets and Fords, and my wife was like, you ought to go look at the Dodges. And I said, I don't think I like a Dodge. She said, well, just at least go look. It don't hurt nothing to go look and drive one of them. So anyway, in 04, it was a 3/4 ton. Went and looked at them. Guy gave me the keys. He said, here, take it down the road for a drive. We cranked it up. Of course, that old Cummins diesel, it's shaking a little bit. They got a different sound to them, and the pep and the rev to them and all this. And I got a big grin on my face, and I was like, now that's a truck. And so motor-wise, I've never had any trouble out of both of them. This one's got 146,000 miles on it, and I've had all kinds of electrical trouble out of it. But anyway, I'm at my first stop right here, and if y'all will just hang on, sit tight, I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Okay, I'm back out. I thank you for sitting tight and hanging on. I've got one more stop. I got to run over to the dry cleaners and drop off some stuff, pick up some stuff. Thank you for subscribing. I try to make some content that's interesting to watch. It's really just kind of about my day-to-day life, being, owning rental property, taking care of them, mowing them, just kind of what goes on in our life. Because one of the things about my life is it's usually always something going on, something happening, and so I just sharing kind of that. And the other thing I want to say about my channel is this, is my channel will be kid friendly. There will never be any kind of bad language, any kind of language. There will never be any adult content. so it's a safe channel that you can feel comfortable with anybody watching in your family. A couple stops, then Jordan and I are going to get started on this house. At the end of this video, we're going to wait till about 2 or 3 o'clock and go finish that sewer line. We've got to put the top pipe on the clean out and cut that off level with the ground. We're leaving that to last because we're going to get dirty. And he and I talked about it yesterday, and we decided, you know, hey, let's leave that to last. That way we'll get dirty, muddy, whatever, and then we just go home and change clothes. So just hang on. We'll just see kind of what unfolds in this day, and we'll just go from there. Another thing, yesterday when we was cleaning out that sewer, and I kept saying, I said the word siphon. I had to turn the voice command off on this GoPro, because every time that I said the word siphon, it was shut off from recording. So I guess the word siphoning in another language must mean stop recording. I don't know. Another thing I'm going to say while I'm headed over here to pick up Jordan is as soon as we get some rain, I've got leaves to mulch. I'm going to do some aerating. I'm going to do some seeding and fertilizing on my yard. And all that'll be coming up, just waiting for rain, man. It's so dry you couldn't get a plugger to go in the ground right now. Also, I'm going to the GIE Expo, so hope I see somebody there, hope somebody sees me that watches the channel or whatever. That would just be the coolest. All right, I got Jordan picked up.
Oh, that's just TV. No wonder I didn't get it.
I don't know, I got this thing sitting right here. I guess it don't have a center on it. So I guess he and I might have to ride gangster style to both of us get in. I don't know. All right, I'm back down here at the house where Jordan's working. Anyway, I'm down here where we're remodeling this house. And we're gonna paint this bathroom in here. As you can see, we got a bunch of work got to do to it. So that's what we're going to be doing. All right, Jordan and I are heading down here to one of our local places to eat that if you watched any of the other videos, you've seen it. Going down to Stefani's, a good local place, really good pizza. They just added fried ravioli on their menu. Fried ravioli is one of my top things I like. Well, you saw us eating, and that is a really good local pizza place. It's kind of like a homemade type pizza. Really good. It's probably one of Jordan and I's top 5 places to eat here in Russellville. Of course, there's only 6 places to eat, but that's one of our top 5. Okay, this is where we got to yesterday. This is the clean out we put in, and we're getting ready to put the tube in the top right here. It's going to come up. We're going to fill it in with dirt and then cut that tube off level with the ground. And as far as clean out, Jordan's in there flushing the toilet and turned the bathtub on, just making sure we got a good water flow. And we got a good water flow. Okay, that's what the finished product looks like. Now we've got to go. If you watched yesterday's video, you know that it was past dark when we got done. So all of our tools, none of them are cleaned up. So we gotta go clean our tools up now. And the big rotor-rooter that I use, we need to oil the cables. The little rotor-rooter, this cable right here has been in that rotor-rooter for a while, and it's starting to get twisted. And all right, we're gonna put a little mist on these. These have not been used here, just one of them. I'm gonna put just a little mist on them in there, keep them from rusting. We used this one last night. Used this one last night. There's the Mac Daddy that we had to use last night. Put a little oil in there.
Spraying these from the little Roto-Rooter. So the ones I use that didn't work.
This is the big cables to the rigid 1500. We used 2 of these last night. You can see where the water and everything gets to them, so I like to spray all that down every time I use them. Okay, we're going to change the cable in this one because you never know when you got to go with it. We went to the water hose and we washed the inside of the drum out, and now I'm going to spray some WD-40 in it, and we're going to put the new cable in it. Well, you've heard me talk about on the last 2 or 3 vlogs, whatever it's called, how dry it is here. I'm going to water my mums, water it. So I'm going to show you how I water stuff. Well, I don't have water hose out here close to the road, and dragging a hose all the way out here and all that. So I just put water in my front end bucket. Take this, fill it up, and pour it on the flowers. It's a little hard with holding the camera in one hand, but that's the way I do it. It's a little easier than dragging the hose out here. So anyway, I got a few of these to do. I hope you've had as good a day as I've had, and I sure do appreciate you tuning in. I don't know what we'll have going on tomorrow, if it'll be anything, but if it is, you can rest assured I'll be videoing it and I'll upload it to YouTube. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to you who watch my channel. I will see you another day. Thank you.